How are you doing? We didn't even have time to ask the
It's been
formalities.
good. It's been very good. And what's wonderful is that this material can be rebroadcast to 600 schools, named contacts in schools. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. And so I'm delighted. Yes.
And
Okay,
Delighted.
welcome
so
to England, Remy. Welcome to England.
thank you very much. Um, who said welcome to England?
That was Hamdi.
That's me. That's me. That's me. Hamdi.
Sorry,
I've
because I
just switched
didn't
off
hear
my
you.
video. Yeah, that's all right.
And can you hear me properly? Is the sound okay?
Yes, everything good. Everything good.
Okay, perfect. So
Brilliant.
thank you
2
for having
minutes.
me with this beautiful weather here in.
Yes. Yes. We say raining cats and dogs here.
Yes, 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 yes. In French, the expression is really weird. It's like a peeing cow, we said. This is
Fantastic.
really funny. And
Fantastic. Oh, that's
so,
wonderful.
yes,
Oh, that's great. Well, look, we're approaching the time, so I'll introduce you. Um, about a year ago, we did a short introductory webinar on quite a remarkable product. Microlink is now working with schools as well as businesses, and one of the adjustments that has to be made time and time and time again is for the full range of young people and adults who have dyslexia. Um, the workplace and, of course, schools are absolutely dependent on access to the written word. Um, and there's solutions out there. And as we know, solutions have to be tuned and have to be, if you like, matched to the exact needs of individuals. No one solution works for every child or adult. But if you are intelligent in your use of solutions, in terms of matching the solution to the needs of the adult or the child, great things can happen. And we have seen these great things happen with Lexilens. So I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Remake. Um, he's come over from France to headquarters of Microlink in Southampton. He's there with Michael, and he's going to tell us a bit more about how this remarkable device works. Over to you, sir.
well, thank you very much. I believe you can see me and hear me properly, correct?
All good.
And so I have a small presentation for you in order to explain to you the origin of the technology, where that comes from. Of course, it comes from a scientific discovery, a French scientific discovery. And it took us 3 years from 2017 to 2020 to develop the technology that came from the scientific discovery. So I'm going to share my screen now, and we're going to start the presentation. After a few slides, we're going to go straight away to a small 2 minutes video of the scientific discovery. Okay, so you can see my screen, correct?
Lovely. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So thank you so much for having us. Lexilens is a reading eyewear for dyslexic people. As you can see here behind, you can adapt also your Lexilens if you have another, if you have prescription lenses like I do. For example, I have astigmatism, so you can adapt your sight to your Lexilens. Of course, you can accumulate both pathology. We all know what is dyslexia. I'm not going to do a presentation of dyslexia today, but dyslexia is a disability recognized by the World Health Organization and brings difficulty to read, to understand, and therefore to learn. Okay, it creates its awful consequences of school failure, social exclusion, and when we talk about the workplace, consequences on the work performance. Okay, so I was telling you about this scientific discovery. Rather than a graphic, there's a great 2 minutes video that is in French, but that's subtitles in English. And then we can come back to it at the end of the presentation. Of course, you can come back to me with questions. Okay.
Wonderful. Yep. So I'm just going to share my screen now. I hope. Here we go. Taking over control, sharing the screen, and here we are.
Albert Le Floch et Guy Ropard croient que les problèmes de vision des dyslexiques viennent du fait qu'ils n'auraient pas d'œil dominant. Les deux chercheurs ont voulu savoir ce qui causait cette absence de vision dominante. Ils sont allés voir ce qui se passait dans les yeux des participants. Ils s'intéressent à un endroit bien précis de la fovea, celle qu'on appelle la tache de Maxwell. Cette tache minuscule contient des photorécepteurs et jouerait un rôle clé dans l'acuité visuelle. Pour l'observer, ils ont créé cet appareil, le fovéascope. Les participants qui regardent à l'intérieur voient alors des filtres verts et bleus. Après quelques secondes d'observation, une tache sombre apparaît. C'est la tache de Maxwell. Les participants sont invités à dessiner son contour. La plupart vont dessiner des taches asymétriques, rondes dans un œil et difformes dans l'autre. Les chercheurs sont convaincus que cette asymétrie est importante. Elle permettrait d'identifier l'œil dominant.
Sans compter qu'on a également trouvé que l'œil dominant, comme par hasard, correspond à, lorsque la tache de Maxwell est bien ronde, bien délimitée, c'est celui-là, l'œil dominant, tout le temps. La dominance d'un œil semble être liée à la topographie des cônes au fond de chacune de nos fovéas.
Lorsque 27 des 30 participants dyslexiques dessinent leur tâche de Maxwell, surprise, ils dessinent deux ronds parfaitement circulaires. Il n'y a pas d'asymétrie d'un œil à l'autre.
Donc là c'est pareil, c'est la même géométrie que l'œil droit.
Ouais,
J'ai aussi une circulaire.
Ouais.
C'est leur principale découverte. Les tâches de Maxwell seraient symétriques chez les personnes dyslexiques. Les chercheurs concluent que les dyslexiques n'ont pas un, mais deux yeux dominants.
There we are.
Thank you.
Back to you, Reme. Do share your screen, please.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Hasn't come up yet.
Okay, perfect. It's on the way.
Here we come. Yeah, here it goes. Yep,
Okay.
got it.
So there's so much information on the page. So, as you probably understood, the scientific discovery in 2017 from those two French researchers found out the anatomical origin of dyslexia. And it appears that dyslexic people, they have two dominant eyes. It is relied to, not relied, but it is connected to what we call the Maxwell centroid spot that are supposed to be non-symmetric, okay? But in the particular case of dyslexic people, they discovered that they have two perfectly rounded and symmetrical central Maxwell centroid spot. I think, Marius, your microphone is still on. If you can turn it off, please. And so that makes the fact that they have two dominant eyes. The issue of having two dominant eyes is when you get information getting into your eye at the moment of how do you say, inside the cortex visual, where you generate the image before transmitting it to the reading processing area for a non-symmetric Maxwell centroid spot. You read a B, you see a B, and you send the B to your brain when you want to treat the image, and you have a regular reading for non-dyslexic. For people with dyslexia, what's happening is that you get information in your eyes, and you have what we call the mirror image that is also generated by the brain before sending it to the processing area. To make it simpler to understand, it's creating internal visual crowding. Okay, so usually a non-dyslexic person is going to see a B, read a B, but the B always come with the mirror image that is automatically erased by the fact we have one dominant eye. And this is what's not happening for dyslexic people when they have like a fight between the eyes, and they create this visual crowding inside the brain. Okay, and what's going on is that you happen to have in a text, you have too much information, you have a B with this mirror letter, like that is the D. You can also have moving letters, you have the lines that are not stabilized, okay? What does the technology, in fact, is to try to erase this excess of information or this internal crowding in order to get a better reading fluency, to get to a normal lecture, a normal reading, okay? This discovery from the scientists has been awarded by the French National Academy of Medicine, okay? And from the users, because we've been selling it in France for more than 3 years now, from the users, we had 92% of them that didn't fit back the fact that they could read now, and that was great. They just told us, it changed my life. So it went beyond our expectation. Okay, so what Lexilens do? It's to go from this page, for example, that you can see now, overcrowded with the internal visual crowding, to a regular reading. So we try to erase, as I said, the internal crowding. And how do they work? They work by playing with the flickering of the light inside the glasses, inside the Lexilens. So there are active lenses that just very quickly, several times per second, but invisible to the human eye, come to block the access of some information, to erase the mirror image or parasital image, to erase this internal crowding. Okay, so once you have the Lexilens, you just need to find two settings. The first setting is the speed of flickering, and the second setting is called how strong you're going to erase the mirror image or the parasital image. But when you play with this setting, it's more or less like you're playing with luminosity. So it goes from darker to brighter. Why? Because all the settings will be different for every dyslexic person. And at the moment, we are not at 100% of success of the technology, but we are mostly more around 85%. So it's a great achievement to be able to help as many percentage of dyslexic people. But since all the dyslexia are different, there's a huge spectrum with dyslexia, that we are still, let's say, at the beginning of the technology, and we'll always find a way to improve the technology. Okay, what we've been also doing is use eye trackers to calculate the oculomotricity of the eyes, and we realized that wearing a Lexilens, the eye is more concentrated, more focused, and doesn't move as much as when you're not wearing a Lexilens and when you're reading a text. So we'll have all those information available, scientific discovery, experimentation, experiences with eye trackers to prove the efficiency of the technology. Okay, what we get back from the users is that everything is clearer, the letters stand out, the reading is easier and faster. okay, they don't need to read again, when usually they needed to read 3 times the same sentence. Now it happens that most of them, they can read in just 1 sentence, so they can memorize better, okay? But moreover of those feedback, also what I said, that it's going beyond that. We have a lot of testimonials of people saying that they're going to be like their friends now, that they are more self-confident, and that some of them will change the life of the entire family for them. Okay, there's some interesting information regarding Lexilens. For example, Lexilens does not teach how to read or spell, okay? Because you can use also Lexilens to help you reading. But of course, if you've been accumulating a lot of delay, years of delay, so suddenly you're going to wear the glasses, you're not going to know how to read, you know? So we're helping the fluency, we're helping them, but they will always need the support of health professional. We are not here to substitute a health professional, so it's going to be a long process, but this way they can learn faster, and we can help them not to lose that much time by having reading difficulties. Okay, we can increase the reading speed, but this is not the only criteria that we are looking at. Of course, we want to see if we autocorrect ourselves, if we how many times do we read? Do we need to read again? We can also increase the reading in a foreign language, because for the adults, for example, that have found a way to go around their dyslexia in English, for example, but when they want to read a foreign language, that's where they realize that's helping them a lot, because they haven't been helped, they haven't go around their dyslexia in a foreign language. So that's kind of interesting information also to keep in mind, okay? So there's a lot of impact on the cognitive processes like eye movements, we saw it, the posture, the learning, memorization, of course. If you can read better, if you have a better reading fluency, you don't need to spend time and energy in reading, so you have more concentration to memorize, for example. So everything comes with that, okay? So we have some testimonials. I will let you go either on our website, lexilens.com. We have testimonials in many languages. We've been around 36 countries now. So we've been doing an experimentation in Arabic language. So there's many information you can find on our website. And we have also available, you can ask me or Marius, the scientific discovery. We have all the science behind it and all the technical aspects. If you want to know more about the Lexilens, of course, the Lexilens is a portable device. It's really, really light. It's 35 grams. It works on battery. So you set up the settings once in the Lexilens, and then you can go to school or you can go anywhere with it. You don't have to have a phone, a smartphone always connected to the Lexilens.
Absolutely. Remy, I've got queued up the British student who uses it. Shall I show that quick video?
Yeah, sure. Amazing.
Yeah, here we go then.
Hi, I'm Remy and I'm 14 and I go to Cancel School. My favourite subjects are English, Maths and Geography. I would like to talk about this cool invention called Lexilenses. They've really helped me to confidise my reading and make it better, and I really like how they stop my writing from wobbling around the page like ants, and I can read properly and I feel better, confident in classes, and I'm not afraid of being laughed at for messing up my words.
First question of the day for you is, how challenging was reading before you used Lexilens?
I thought it was very difficult because I struggled to read some of the words because they were moving around the page like ants, different letters were being changed, so I got my P's and my B's a bit mixed up. They were running around everywhere, basically. That's really all that happened.
So how is it now with the glasses?
The glasses really did perform amazing. I love them. I feel I'm reading bigger text, the ants are going away. I'm not struggling to read that much anymore. I found them very useful, very, very useful actually.
You just said some of this. How easy was it for you to start using Lexilens?
So for the first couple of weeks I thought it was quite difficult, but after a while I got used to them, I found out how to work out the settings, and it got very easy after a while, and I'm using them a lot in my lessons.
And you don't need to use your phone, don't you, to use the Lexilens?
I do sometimes use it because that's how I do the settings, but I don't. I've got them on a certain setting that I like now for all of my classrooms, so I leave it at that now.
Oh, awesome. Brilliant. Thank you very much. That's really great.
I think the other advantage that Romeo described was the fact that he could write more effectively as well. It wasn't just the reading, it was the writing too, because the visual feedback he was getting was, as I said, had the noise removed. Is that what you find, Romeo, with other people as well?
Yes, because most of the time it goes together. So when you're helping someone in this reading fluency, then they have less crowding, like he's mentioning. He was saying that he had ants moving on the text and dancing letters, and suddenly everything became calmer and less crowded. So this helps him a lot, and because he doesn't struggle so much at the time when he's reading, so of course that's helping him to write. So I got a lot of experience. I can tell you that story in Lithuania when I went a few months ago. There was a man, a 50 years old man that has been dyslexic, and he knew that about just 2 years before. And suddenly he had the glasses on, so he was reading, and he said, "Oh, wow, great, that's helping me to read, amazing." But he said, "I struggle more for writing." And so he started writing like that, and I was looking at him and saying to myself, well, this man doesn't have any issues to write. And suddenly he took off the glasses and was just stuck, couldn't write anymore.
Yes.
So that was really funny, and amazing to experience that myself in a live with a person. And I think what this young boy, Romeo is
Yes,
his
that's
name,
right.
yeah? What he says is exactly what I said before. I didn't know you were going to play that video, but he said exactly what I announced, in the presentation. And regarding the settings, once you find the settings, the settings that are good for you, then you don't have to change the settings every day. You keep them in the eyewear, and then you go to school with it. You don't need a smartphone, because a lot of people ask us regarding the authorization to use them at school. Of course they can. They are not connected to the Wi-Fi. There's nothing that gets written on the lenses. There's no possibility of cheating.
Exactly.
So yes,
And Michael, can I pull you in here? Because I think Cantel School got in touch with JCQ, the exam body, didn't they? And it
Yeah,
was a
they
very
did,
positive message back.
and it was approved straight away. They just looked at the website and they said exactly what you said, Remy. That they just turned around and said there's no recording options there like that, and it can be used, and it frees up the TA having to sit there to read as another alternative for printing materials if they don't use computers for text to speech. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we've had full clearance from JCQ
JCQ.
for the Lexilens to be used in all regulated exams in England, which is fantastic. Remy, how do you explain using the science that you know? You might not be able to explain it. How do you explain why sometimes coloured filters will work with young people with dyslexia? What do the coloured filters do? Do they act as a way of sort of reducing the noise as we're talking about? Doesn't he think?
My microphone was off. I have to be honest with you, but I don't know anything about the filters. You know, I'm not the scientist behind the invention of the Lexilens. My boss, Michael, couldn't be here today. He's the one that, after seeing the scientific discovery of the French researchers,
Yes.
realized that he could create a technology that will help dyslexic people based on what they found out regarding the dominant eyes. So
Yes.
regarding color filters, I don't know. I don't know how they help. I don't know what's the difference. So maybe Michael, do you know? Or I can ask my boss and get back to you with that information.
Yeah. No, it'll be very
I,
interesting.
I just want to add to that because when I did went to one school, which was up in the Midlands somewhere, the name escapes me, and one of the guys who's been in this industry for a long time, he's aware of the Lexilens was active filtering, whereas the colour filters are passive. That's the difference he was saying to me, and his view is it helps to reduce what you say is noise in the crowded of the text, but it doesn't. It's always, sometimes they see it more of as a visual stress way, and so that's what I was told. But again, like you guys, and as well as Remy and everybody else, we don't really have any scientific evidence to understand it better and how it benefits the individuals. But some people do prefer these kind of tinted glasses or overlays as opposed to other things. So it just, as some people say to me, it's to do with how they decipher the text.
Yes.
Yeah, and if it works, it works. Great, use it.
There are so many different types of dyslexia, and I think the point is, right, what I said right at the start of this series of webinars, it is matching the correct technological solution to the task that the young person or adult needs to do with the technology that will support them, and I think that's important. Remy, I'd like to show. Okay, sorry, please.
Yeah. What I can say about the eyewear, the Lexilens, what is great about it, I believe it's the only device that has this versatility, the mobility, meaning that you can use them at school, you can use them at home, you can use them on a computer, you can use them on paper, on your book, sitting on your sofa, sitting outside in your garden, and reading and looking at your smartphone. I believe, and I've been working in this area for a year, where I believe this is the only product for helping dyslexic people that has this versatility and mobility.
Oh, that's a really good point. That's a really good point, Remy. I'd like to show one more clip, which I've got queued up. I absolutely love this one because it's a highly intelligent guy. He's got lots of degrees. He's somehow managed to get multiple degrees despite having dyslexia. When he puts on the glasses in your trade show, you've reduced him to tears. He's crying because he cannot believe how easy it is to read. Because he mentions the energy that people with dyslexia expend reading a word, going back, checking the word, going forward. But I'll just play the clip and then we can talk about it. I think it moves me to tears every time I see it. I think it's just remarkable. It really is. And go to this one.
That's it's incredible.
You good?
Yeah, thank you. That's really nice.
Yeah? Was it
I read twice as fast.
while multitasking?
Let's say it again.
While multitasking.
The amount of energy that goes into trying to understand what I'm reading. So, I mean, I have multiple advanced degrees, but I need twice as long on a test just to read the stupid questions. The ease at which I was able to see the word, hear it in my mind, understand what that meant, and put 3 to 4 words together without having to then go back a line, because that's a lot of processing if it's not automatic in your brain, and then to go back a line, reread what I'd forgotten I'd read because I was working on the line I was reading, piecing it all together. It was very, very easy. It was twice as fast. And I read it without the glasses the second time, so I'd already read it all the first time with the glasses, taking off the glasses, reading it a second time, it still took twice as long. That's fantastic. That's really quite fantastic.
I think you should have him on your sales pitch. Actually, I think Remy
Yes.
is you know, I think is an amazing testimony to what is
So
an amazing
this
device.
this gentleman was at CES Las Vegas 2020, and in fact, it gets really emotional because he's laughing and crying at the same time. That's unbelievable. And that's the year where we attended the CES Las Vegas and where we won the Innovation Award of Las Vegas. And we came back this year, last month, to Vegas because we have developed the same technology, but directly on monitor screens. So for those people in the workplace, for example, or at home, if they work on monitor screens and they don't want to wear the glasses, they will be able to have the technology directly on the screen and won't have to wear the glasses any longer. So
Good
that's
Lord.
a great advance also.
That's amazing. How does that possibly work if you need to put a slightly different image into each of the eyes? That's
Well,
incredible.
it's based on the same technology where we play on the flickering. We
Yes.
bring in the right light and we play on the flickering of the light. But as for the glasses, it's too fast to be visible by the eye. So you don't see it.
Yes.
But for dyslexic people, it's erasing this internal crowding that I was talking about before.
Yes.
But what is great about it, it's for a non-dyslexic person like me, I can share a screen with the dyslexic people because I will not see absolutely no difference. I won't see any difference.
I feel another webinar coming on in a few months' time.
Yes, with great pleasure.
I think I can't
Just
see.
quick question.
Oh, yes,
please.
please.
Yeah, sorry. I'm assuming as well using Lexilens is okay for people when doing maths as well. Then.
Sorry,
Yes.
I didn't hear the question.
About
Yeah,
mathematics, looking at maths questions. Mathematics.
You know, when you're doing maths, then you can still process with the Lexilens.
Mathematics? Well, on the screen, you mean?
Yeah.
No, you know, on the paperwork when they're doing their maths.
Okay.
Yeah, dyslexic software has to like read aloud.
Oh yeah.
And there's the with the graphs and everything, but with when you're looking at your maths, it can mess up the numbers and the letters and everything. I'm guessing it's okay when it comes to doing the maths themselves.
Yes, it's helping also for people with issues with the numbers, with the calculations, and mathematics. Sorry, I didn't understand the question at first. Yeah. So everything that is about the reading and the writing, okay, will be trying to help them to understand, not having the mirror images bothering them.
Yes.
All right. Someone telling me I'm dyslexic, I never know which one is my left and right. Probably my Lexilens is not going to help. But yeah, we're helping dyscalculia, also dysorthographia, dysgraphia. Not sure about the English words, but yeah,
No, you're
all
right.
of them.
Bang on,
Yeah.
sir. No, that's really good.
So it's amazing. We have now more than 5,000 users, mostly in France, of course, because we've been selling them in France since the beginning, through a huge group that is our incubator. So we have a big success, but now we have the proof that it's working. It's universal. Okay, so we're doing experimentation in Tunisia. We sell in Lithuania. I sold in Taiwan. We've been to Japan last year and made some tests in Tokyo, and that was helping
Isn't that
people.
fun?
So this is amazing. Yeah.
I think that we have a problem. We have a problem, and I think it is the problem with solutions for anyone with disabilities. You tend to have people who have a traditional mindset, who have things that they always go to if they've seen a problem. It's not necessarily the best thing for the young person or the adult, but because the assessor only knows that problem, that's what they use as the solution. So what Michael and Hamdi at Microlink are going to do and are doing, they have to challenge this. We have to challenge this. We have to say to people, there's other things out there that work better for individuals. That might even be less costly for individuals. And the technological world is changing so fast. I mean, the more people who find out about your monitors, Remy, they're just going to get very excited.
Yes, and we're very proud of it. We're very happy, very excited. The first struggle is it was a very easy mistake, but at the beginning, specialists and or people with dyslexia were saying, but how can a pair of eyewear helps, for dyslexic people? There's nothing to do with the eye. But we know about this because they didn't know the technology that was inside. So they were messing up and like kind of making fun of us, like, look at those clowns, because they provide, it's nothing to do with the eye, but we know that. And if you look a little bit in our website, if you look all the information we have and the history behind it, it all started with a scientific discovery. It's nothing to do with us. Those two researchers worked on that. They made the discovery. They published it. Everything is on our website. In 2017, my boss, the inventor of Lexilens, saw this article and this publication. It took 3 years from there to develop the technology behind the scientific discovery.
Fantastic.
So,
Superb. Remy, thank you for a fantastic story and thank you for illustrating a fantastic product.
no, thank you for having me.
So anyone watching this video over the next month or two, please come to Microlink. Please come to Michael and Hamdi at Microlink. We can sort you out with your own personal Lexilens solution. That brings to an end our amazing afternoon. It's going to take us about a week to edit the 4 or 5 hours of video that we have, but the moment we have, we will distribute it to our network. Say we've got over 600 people, and I really hope it challenges people, it enlightens people, and hopefully leads to solutions that are more effective for the young people and adults in our care. Ray, thank you. Dave, thank you. Thank you to Phonax I've had a great time today. I've learned a lot, and I hope you will have too. Thank you very much for attending, guys.
Thank you so much.